Welcome back, guys, to your favorite show on YouTube or even on the entire internet, probably, the channel update series. So, yeah, January is already over, and with that, basically the first month of 2019 already. Just crazy how time flies. And yeah, it's really crazy how time flies because, well, now I have made YouTube videos on this channel right here for now over a year. So I think it was like January the 25th where I uploaded the first train tutorial to the channel now in 2018, obviously. So over 1 year now on YouTube. So yeah, I'm still hyped to make more, and I'm still definitely happy with what I'm doing and how things are going. Yeah, and I'm also really happy to see how the channel will develop over the next months and over the next year, and we will be able to say, hey, 2 years on YouTube now, in a year now. So thanks for all of you who stuck around since then, maybe even. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about January first. January was a roller coaster of emotions for me personally because, well, some things went great, some things definitely didn't went that great, but so let's start in the first week actually. Let's go like over like every week a little bit here. So the first week started out by, well, me being sick. So so New Year's Eve everything was nice and fine and dandy, and then I woke up on January the 1st with a pretty bad cold. So I wasn't really able to do a lot of stuff. So I had the first week actually off of work, which meant I actually wanted to do quite a bit of YouTube work in that time, which I then wasn't really able to do. So yeah, I wanted to make like the headless server tutorial already then, or at least the bulk of the work in that week. But what I managed to do is, I ordered the server upgrade, which we'll talk about in the next week, basically. And then I also still made the channel update video for December, basically. Yeah, second week I was pretty much healthy again. Just like the last bit of stuffy nose and stuff like that, but overall it was fine. So then all the parts for like the server upgrade arrived, and I made the home lab episode 3 about that, which I think is the best one so far, and it's overall a video I'm quite happy with. So I upgraded I added essentially a second array of drives to my server, so SSDs 4 and a 10 gigabit network card. So yeah, but then some issues actually began. So the server, like the FreeNAS virtual machine running on there, had some issues, some crashes, some reboots and stuff like that, and it all got more and more. But it all kind of started by, started is wrong. So actually it started all out by me getting a notification that one of my pools is degraded, which means that one SSD wasn't really... FreeNAS kind of lost one of the SSDs and it wasn't able to use it for whatever reason. Which isn't a problem because, well, it's a RAID, it's... In my case, it's essentially a RAID 5, which can take essentially one drive failure. So the entire thing, even with like only 3 drives instead of 4, still worked. And it worked for a couple days, and then I tried some stuff out, managed to get the one drive back. It isn't broken or whatever, because that was also a fear I had, that it's like kind of DOA. And but that all essentially worked out. But after that I got like some issues here and there, some weird crashes and reboots here and there, and that all got just more over like the entire third week, which sometimes was so bad that I wasn't really able to make my Let's Plays as efficiently as I can usually make them, which meant that I almost lost the challenge I set myself, which is one Let's Play every day. And sometimes it was actually really close. Because of that, yeah. Because when you render a video and then the server crashes where the video is actually stored on, then yeah, that's all pretty bad. Exactly. So in week 4 now, it still got even worse and everything. But then there was a little surprise, a second server upgrade actually. So at my workplace, I work in IT, so that's great for lots of reasons, and that day was one of those reasons. So we were essentially throwing out some old workstations that we didn't really have a use for anymore, and I took one of them for me home, essentially one of them for a friend of mine. But yeah, I took one of them for me, and I used like the motherboard and CPU and some of the RAM in there to upgrade my server. So now I doubled the RAM to 64 gigs, which is now actually plenty. And the CPU is a little bit weaker actually than the one I had in there before, but it's like a Xeon E5, I think 1620 or whatever. And it's a Lenovo ThinkStation S30, so yeah, it's pretty nice hardware, but pretty nice hardware from like 7 years ago, so there's that. But the platform is really cool, so it's like the high-end desktop 2011 socket. You have your 40 PCI Express lanes, you have quad-channel memory with even ECC RAM support and everything, so it's a pretty nice system, and the upgrade was definitely significant. Well, in CPU performance it was more or less a sidestep, or even like a little downgrade even, but now the system isn't starved of RAM anymore, so that's kind of nice. And while I was doing that, I also rebuilt the SSD array now. So I pulled all the data off of that, I put that on my external hard drive. FreeNAS crashed like 30 times in the process of copying out the 1 terabyte or so. So there were definitely some issues there. But then I rebuilt the array, I wiped the drives, re-imported everything. I didn't lost any data, so that's kind of nice. And then I was able to rebuild everything, and since then this thing is running rock solid. So that's now almost perfectly a week ago actually, and I stressed the system now actually fairly hard at some points, so everything's fine so far. Fingers crossed it will stay this way. Yeah, and I even now, well, let's actually continue with like the 5th kind of week here of January, like the half of that 1 week basically. Yeah, there I finished the headless server tutorial. So I set myself the goal, I want to bring this thing out in January, and like if you look at the upload date on YouTube, it was still January the 31st. Yeah, it was kind of a hustle the last couple days of January to get that video done, but sometimes you have to set yourself a deadline so you can actually like work hard on something to also finish something. Because if you don't have a deadline, then you just think, oh hey, maybe today I want to play more Rocket League and then record some Let's Plays or whatever, and let's just continue on the video tomorrow. And when you have like a deadline, then you know, hey, I gotta do that today. So yeah, sometimes you have to push yourself so you actually finish something. And now, yesterday, from my perspective, I then actually, well, first over the headless server tutorial, that also didn't render out that nicely. I mean, it's a 40-minute long video, so it takes some time to render even on my PC and not on the NAS. But yeah, the render also crashed 2 times. Then I rebooted my PC, and while rebooting I got a blue screen. Yeah. But then after the reboot everything continued normally, the video rendered out fine. So yeah, I hope that there's nothing really wrong with my PC. Might just be like a little RAM issue here and there. I sometimes even get like error messages when shutting down the computer, like something with memory and stuff. After doing some memory intensive things, maybe like one of my RAM sticks isn't like quite right, or maybe it's because it's not ECC RAM and maybe there's like a random bit flip here and there or whatever. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how all of that went. Or will go. Yeah, also the server upgrade itself, I didn't make it like the second one with like new motherboard and everything. I didn't make a video about this one. But I should have probably made a video about that, honestly, because yeah, well, I thought that's just like a little quick thing, but I ended up taking like 7 or so hours for that because I didn't get like any video out. I thought the motherboard was maybe dead, didn't post and everything. After I essentially transferred everything, I got like postcodes that were weird, and I mean, at least it's one of the nice motherboards where you have like these two LED 7-segment displays on, where it shows like the postcodes, and I think I always got like B2 or whatever, and B2, I googled it and people said, hey, maybe it's a RAM stick or that or that. I tried some different stuff out. Someone also mentioned that you should probably just like reflash your BIOS, so I also tried that, didn't really work. I never really managed to get any video out. And then after some hours of troubleshooting, I thought, hey, maybe it's just a GPU. So I mean, I had like 2 Quadro GPUs I took with that thing, so 2 Quadro 2000s, fairly weak cards and everything. And these 2 things, they seem to not really be working properly, and I don't know why. I mean, both of the systems where I pulled these Quadros out, they always work nicely, so I just threw another cheap graphics card in I had laying around, and that actually worked. And it turns out that B2 just in that case meant, hey, I just posted normally, and now I am on that screen right here right now. And so essentially the thing always worked, and I troubleshooted for hours, and the actual problem was that the GPU wasn't giving out any video. So that was also great when I found that out. Yeah, just a little story I wanted to throw in here. So now from my perspective, yesterday on Friday, when I waited on some videos to Remux that I just recorded, I googled a bit around because I thought about upgrading the CPU in there, and I searched after possible CPU upgrades for the server. Right now there's like a quad core with 8 threads in there, which is decent. But I found out that I can actually put an octa-core, so an 8-core CPU with 16 threads in there. So I googled a lot around, made sure everything is compatible, and then I also ordered a new CPU, or an old new CPU from eBay. For the first time I ordered something off eBay. Paid like 100 and something euros for it, and now in the next week I'll hopefully get an 8-core 16-thread CPU, which will hopefully make this machine a little bit more powerful still. And after that upgrade, this will be a very decent little server. So yeah, I'm quite happy and hyped for that, but my expectations are definitely low. Because, well, I never really ordered anything off eBay, and I heard a lot of bad things, but the sellers seemed pretty reputable, so yeah, we'll see. Alright, that's kind of now how that all went down. So let's talk about the Let's Play channel a bit. So I finished the Blueprint Tycoon Let's Play, which was kind of great. I now started Tropico 5, because, well, Tropico 6 is delayed till March and won't release in January anymore, so I figured, well, I am playing Tropico, no matter what, so I just played Tropico 5 now and there. And, well, the Factorio Let's Play is still ongoing and doing great. And despite all the troubles, I managed to still keep up with the daily Let's Play upload schedule, so I'm quite proud of myself there. So now tutorials. So the complete tutorial series, there weren't any new videos because I'm still waiting on Series 17, which was also supposed to release in January, but now is pushed at least to February, but we'll see. But yeah, instead I made the headless server tutorial, which was pretty great. And with my home lab series, well, I made the 3rd episode about the server upgrade, the first one, and the 4th episode is already a little bit planned out, which I'll hopefully make in February. And then I also had my first real kind of live stream where we played a bit of Blueprint Tycoon and a little bit of Rocket League in the end. It was pretty fun to do, but was very spontaneous, so not a lot of people there. But yeah, I promise I'll try to announce the next live stream a little bit more ahead of time than like 3 hours before starting, basically. I think that's enough of that, so let's actually just jump right into some analytics here. Alright, so overall the channel has been doing pretty great over January, so very nice growth in everything. Oh yeah, like here in the dashboard you can also see like the Atlas Server tutorial is also doing great. It's number 1 of my last 10 videos by views for first day and 13 hours, so yeah, that's doing pretty well. Also watch time is way better than my typical performance, and also views and average view duration, everything. So yeah, so let's jump into analytics here. There's somehow one day missing in here. I just realized looking at the stuff, but hey. So watch time is up. Let's actually look at the whole January here. Yeah, that looks even better if you look at the entire January. So watch time is up by 91% over December, which is pretty great. I think I never really had like a big growth like that, so just very amazing. So 37.1 thousand minutes of watch time. So if I actually keep up with that kind of watch time now over the entire year, then that would be actually enough to monetize the channel. So that's actually kind of in reach right now, which is great. Almost 8,000 views, which is also a lot. Went up by 89%, which is insane. And I just like uploaded 4 videos this month. So, and one of them like literally 2 or 3 hours before January was over. So subscriber growth also is 86 subscribers in a single month. That's insane. So thanks a lot for that, definitely. Yeah. And it's 231% more than in December, which is amazing. Yeah, top videos, still everything train tutorial. But the headless server tutorial might actually also get in all of that. So we have like the first episode now, which is actually now overtaking kind of the third one in terms of watch time and stuff. And then the fifth one actually, that's also doing great lately. And then the second and then the fourth. Like actually now I have to really calculate that together. So that's 12.5 thousand plus 8.4 plus 7.5 plus, well, 6. So those 5 videos alone are making up 34.4 thousand hours of watch time. And well, in total I made 37.1 thousand. So yeah, you could say these videos are still kind of dominating here. And then console and command, some complete tutorial videos here. And then the headless server tutorial, but that's, yeah, well, not really up to date yet in here, so yeah. Interestingly enough, all these videos made like minutes of watch time here in January 23rd, but I had a total of 0. So YouTube is doing great right now. Yeah, last 48 hours, 556 views, so that's pretty sweet. And the headless server tutorial is actually at second place right now in here. Yeah, 86,000 impressions, 5.3% click-through rate, so that's kind of nice. Suggested videos still very high up, and YouTube search browse features external is now also coming up a bit more. And playlists as well. Factorio Train Tutorial playlist is still like the biggest one, obviously. But also Factorio Season 3, I guess. So what do people actually now search for again? So we have Factorio Train Tutorial, Factorio Train Tutorial, Factorio Trains, Factorio Racing Tutorial, Factorio Train. Also Factorio Circuit Network Tutorial, just Factorio. Factorio Lazy Bastard actually as well, Factorio Cheats. Yeah. 12 views off of that. Factorio Combinators. Factorio Network Tutorial. Okay. Home Lab also. Home Server. So that's also a little bit in there. Factorio Diggy. I think that's like a mod. Factorio Creative Mode. What is going to happen in 2019? That's also great. Factorio Tutu FR. So also French people. Factorio Train Crossing. Yeah, well, really interesting what people are searching for to find my videos. Suggested videos, let's actually see. Like my first train tutorial, my fourth. So my train tutorials, then comes some time-lapse, Planet Doom. Spiral Megabase 8K Ultra HD. Wow. Like here a tutorial from Exterminator. 40 hours and 2 minutes of Factorio time-lapse. And then Screaming at Us Factorio Tutorial Balanced Train Station. Combinator Classroom Episode 5, okay. What? 1900 pigs buried alive in South Korea. Okay. Yeah. Best ramen in Japan. Stalingrad WIP. What the fuck? Niall Tyson demonstrates absurdity of flat Earth. Yeah, it's pretty interesting where my videos are getting recommended at. The time the world almost ended. Isn't that like real life lore or Wendover Productions video? I'm not sure, but definitely very interesting. Also like the external traffic sources like YouTube, for example, which is very external. But I also saw something really cool in here. Yeah, Ecosia, which is actually a search engine that I use myself sometimes, which is actually a really cool search engine. So you should definitely at least give it a try, because Ecosia kind of tries to, like with the money they make from ads, basically, they try and plant trees off of that, which is, I think, a really nice idea. Also LinkedIn, Discord even, and Bing.com. Jeez. Okay, so this video is definitely getting long. So let's just try and go over this stuff. Like here, average view duration went up by 1% to 4 minutes and 43. Yeah. But the average views per view is the only thing that went a little bit back to 2.1. Majority is still not subscribed. Majority is also male, as you can definitely see. Yeah. And then all my revenue here. Yeah, that's actually looking pretty nicely. I'm definitely soon very rich from YouTube, that's for sure. Let's actually check into videos here. We can definitely check out the analytics for this video. 492 minutes of watch time, which compared to the typical performance is actually pretty great. also at least someone watched through the entire thing, which is pretty nice. I didn't really expect that. And 5 minutes for like average view duration. What else do we have on here? Like the third, my home lab thing. Yeah, well, that was more at like the lower end of my typical performance, but then looks like someone watched through the entire thing in like one day, and then this went over that. And views wise, this also actually isn't that bad. And then I have like this channel update from December. I actually lost a subscriber through that. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, that's more or less like inside the typical performance. So, and that one is 21 minutes, and now we're already at 26. So yeah, how are these videos doing? I'm also not too bad. I also lost a subscriber through that video. I think I just lose a subscriber like from every single video I upload. Well, there's like nothing in there. Okay. Yeah, so let's also jump over to the Let's Play channel, which is also doing, I mean, watch time went up by 41%, is now by like 1.1 thousand. 215 views, it's also up by 18%. And I think that the Factorio Let's Play is kind of the video that, or kind of the video series that goes the best on here. Actually, Blueprint Tycoon is also not that shabby. And a total of 0 subscribers, but I gained 3 and I also lost 3, so there's kind of that. A fairly low impression click-through rate compared to everything else. Browse features and playlists and channel pages, stuff like that. YouTube search is also in there, but fairly low. Some very weird video. Why a friendly AI cheat in Ghost Recon Wildlands. Okay. So suggested videos are a little weird. YouTube search. Factorio Academia, School Simulator, Stigmat, Factorio Megabase, Let's Play Factorio, Blueprint Tycoon, blah blah. So people do actually search for quite a few different stuffs. And almost 5 minutes average view duration, and that also is going up. So yeah, let's see how this channel develops in the future. Also quite a few videos up here. Yeah, spoiler alert, kind of. Yeah, also that one video I dorked up where like rendering was kind of weird, where the audio was then broken for most of the video. I also made this PMG video. Analytics. Yeah, well, that doesn't show too much stuff in here. Yeah, for that I have to get more views and more subscribers and everything here first, I think. But yeah, with that, I would just say we can call this actually a day. Yeah. So thank you for watching. If you're still here, then congratulations, you made it this far. And see you all in the next video. Until then, have a great time. See you all then. Bye bye.